Okay, here we go. Write the statement as a conditional if-then form in if-then form. All triangles have three sides. What do you guys think? If it. What do you guys think? Aaron?
If it is a triangle, then it has three sides.
Yeah, sure. If it is a triangle, then it has three sides. Next. Is the following definition of perpendicular reversible? If yes, write it as a true biconditional. Two lines that intersect at right angles are perpendicular. Yeah, that seems about right. Two lines that intersect at right angles are perpendicular. Is it reversible? So if it's perpendicular, then it has two lines that intersect at right angles. If it's perpendicular, then it has two lines that intersect at right angles. Yep, seems reversible to me. So let's see. Biconditional means that you're using if and only if, the if and only if phrase. So don't start with if. So just kind of start with it is. And I would change the sentence structure around. It is perpendicular. If and only if it has two lines that intersect at right angles. Questions there? That makes sense? Number 3, is the following conditional true or false? If true, explain why. If false, give a counterexample. If it is snowing in Dallas, Texas, then it is snowing in the United States. True or false? Huh? Yeah, sounds about right. So yeah, it's true. Why? Because Texas is in the U.S., man. Yeah, brother. Based on the pattern, what is the next figure in the sentence sequence? Square, triangle, upside down triangle, or right side up triangle, circle, square, upside down triangle. Square.
Square.
You're thinking square, huh?
Square.
Triangle.
So it goes, again, square, upside down, right side up, circle. Square, upside down, right side up, circle. All right, sounds like it's a square. Based on the pattern, what are the next two terms? 9, 15, 21, 27. What's it going up by? Huh?
3.
Try again.
6s. 7.
6.
6.
Yeah, it's going up by 6, ain't it? 9 to 15 is 6. 15 to 21, 6. 21 to 27, 6. So the next one would be 33. And it wants the next 2, so the next one after that would be 39. Which statement provides a counterexample to the faulty definition? A square is a figure side. A square is a figure with 4 congruent sides, so one of these is a counterexample. A 6-sided figure can have 4 congruent sides. That's true. Some triangles have all sides congruent. That's only 3. Square has four congruent angles. That's true. A rectangle has four sides. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about four congruent sides. So if you reversed it, a figure with four congruent sides is a square. Which one works here? A would work. C would work too. Yeah, A sounds good. What's up? Draw a Venn diagram to illustrate this conditional. Cars are motor vehicles. So the Venn diagram are with the circles, right? Typically, we see a Venn diagram with the overlapping circles. That's not quite what we want here. Okay, Venn diagrams can be the overlapping circles, but it also could be a circle within a circle, which is what we've seen a lot of. Okay, so cars are motor vehicles. So cars would be the specific thing inside of the more general circle, which is motor vehicles. Motor vehicles could be like boats and motorcycles and lawnmowers and ATVs. They have motors in them in their vehicles. Which conditional has the same truth value as its converse? What's converse mean? Reverse. What's inverse mean? Huh? Inverse.
It's the original condition or both not.
Yeah, use the word not. Inverse means to negate. Negate is the word. Which conditional has the same truth value as its converse? If x equals 7, then the absolute value of x equals 7. If you reverse that, if the absolute value of x equals 7, then x equals 7. That's not true because x could equal negative 7. So it's not A. B, a figure is a square, then it has four sides. If it has four sides, then it's a square. No, rectangles have four sides. If x minus 17 equals 4, then x equals 21. If x equals 21, then x minus 17 equals 4. Yeah, that one has the same truth value. Yeah, it's C. Because D then is false too. If it's acute, then it's a measure. Then the angle has a measure of 80. That's not the case. It could be anything under 90. Is the following definition of a dog reversible? If yes, write it as a true biconditional. Reversible. A dog's a mammal. Can you reverse that and still be true? A mammal is a dog. Is the following definition of a dog reversible? What do you guys think here? Yes or no? What conjecture can you make about the sum of the first 10 positive even numbers? So we've seen this formula, this drawn out thing before. The first term gives you 2, which is 1 times 2. The second term, which is gives you 6, which is 2 times 3. Third term is 3 times 4. Fourth term is 4 times 5. Fifth term is 5 times 6. What do you think the 10th term is going to be? The 10th term is going to be 6 times 7? The fifth term is 5 times 6. The sixth term will be 6 times 7. Yeah, that'd be 10 times 11. Did I skip one? Was that the dog is a mammal one?
Yeah.
So it's just asking, is that reversible? The answer is no, it's not reversible. Because a mammal as a dog is not true. Or if it's a mammal and it's a dog, that's not true. Identify the hypothesis and the conclusion. So I just have to identify them so that the shorthand here for a hypothesis is P. P will be just that first if part, 2 lines intersect at right angles. The Q, the conclusion, sorry. Is the then part. 2 lines are perpendicular. That's the symbol, by the way, for perpendicular. Man, we're going fast through these. What's going on here? 12. Based on the pattern. 11. Any questions there? Just have to identify them. Based on the pattern, were the next 2 terms in the sequence. So it looks like the 5s are staying the same, right? 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. There's going to be a 5 on top. On the bottom, though, changes. Goes from nothing to 3 to 9 to 27 to 81. What's going on there? Yeah, multiply by 3. So 81 times 3 is 243. Then I have to take 243 times 3, which will be, let's see, there's 9 there. What is it?
729.
Sounds good to me. Okay, 13, we have to write 3 different sentences and determine the truth value for each. Okay, write its converse. What's converse mean? Converse means reverse. So if it is a parallelogram, then it is a rectangle. What do you guys think about that? Is that true or false? If it's a parallelogram, then it's a rectangle. What do I know about rectangles? Congruent opposite sides. What about the angles of a rectangle? They're 90 degrees. The angles of a parallelogram don't have to be 90 degrees, so this one is false. So the converse is false. What do I know about the inverse right away? The converse and inverse always have the same truth value. So inverse means I need to negate the original. So if it is not a rectangle, then it is not a parallelogram. And then the contrapositive is where you switch and negate. So I'm going to take the converse and negate it is basically all I have to do. So if it is not a parallelogram, then it is not a rectangle. And that one's true. I know we haven't discussed a lot of the rectangles and parallelogram yet, but so a parallelogram just has opposite sides that are parallel, and a rectangle is a parallelogram. Okay, but not all parallelograms are rectangles. But if it's not a parallelogram, then I know it's not a rectangle. So that is, well, I put false there. That is true. Which statement is a counterexample of the following conditional? If you live in Springfield, then you live in Illinois. Sarah Lucas lives in Springfield. Okay, that's not really a counterexample. So something that would make this false. Jonah Lincoln lives in Springfield, Illinois. Okay, it kind of just proves a point. Billy Jones lives in Chicago, Illinois. Okay. Aaron Naismith lives in Springfield, Massachusetts. D, as in duh. Yeah, it's D.
D is dad. My dad's name is Jim.
Huh.
In case you didn't know that.
I'll have to meet your dad sometime.
He's an awesome dude.
Questions there before I move on? Wait, what's his name?
Jason.
Kidding.
You should.
15. Write the converse of the given true conditional. Decide whether the converse is true or false. If the converse is true, combine it with the conditional to form a true biconditional. If the converse is false, give a counterexample. 15. If the probability that an event will occur is 0, so 0% chance it occur, then the event is impossible to occur.
True.
Yeah, that's true. So if you write it, the converse, if it is impossible to occur, then it has probability 0. Bill 0. So that's true. We need to now write it as a biconditional. So it is impossible if and only if it has a probability 0. So you don't start with if. It is impossible if and only if it has probability 0.
You have two F's.
That's the standard way of saying if and only if. All right, we'll pause for lunch.
We're on 16.
All right, when a conditional and a converse combine them as a true, what do you think? Conditional and converse, when they're true, you can combine them to make a true Biconditional, good. Well, bi means two, so when the two conditional and converse are true, then it's a biconditional. What is the converse and the truth value of the converse of the following conditional? What is the converse and the truth value of the converse of the following conditional? That's kind of confusing, ain't it? Let's do the converse and the truth value. Converse means reverse if its measure is 90, then it is a right angle. True or false? True. Another name for an if-then statement is a blank. Every conditional has two parts. The part following the if is the blank, and the part following the then is the blank. What do we call an if-then statement? What do we call an if-then statement? Huh? An if-then statement is just the original conditional. Another name for an if-then statement is a conditional statement or conditional. Tuesday. Every conditional has two parts. The part following the if is the what? Hypothesis. The part following the then is called conclusion. May want to remember those. Seem important. Oops. 19. What is a counterexample for the conjecture? The product of two positive numbers is greater than the sum of the two numbers. So sum. Product means multiply, sum means add it. So a counterexample. We're looking for one here. Does 3 times 5, is that greater than 3 plus 5? Is 3 times 5 greater than 3 plus 5? Yup. Is 2 times 2 greater than 2 plus 2? No, they're equal, right? So there you go.
It's B.
B.
I don't know if you circled it or not.
It's right here, that one.
That one?
Yeah.
Circle all of them.
Well, no. No, like it's this one.
Oh, okay. Now I know.
Okay, good. That.
So it is B, right?
Yeah, it's B as in bad boy. Write the converse of the statement. If the converse is true, write true. If not, provide a counterexample. All right, converse means reverse. If x squared equals 16, then x equals 4. Is that true? Ah. When you're dealing with the squares, there's two sets of numbers that get there. So in this case, the 4 times 4 gets there, but also, what times what gives you 16 other than a positive 4? A negative 4 does. Negative 4 times negative 4. So it's false. X could equal negative 4. (21) If an angle is a right angle, then it measures 90. If it measures 90, then it's right angle. Is that true? Sound good? Yeah, sounds good. So we need to combine them as a biconditional. So you can say it is a right angle if and only if it is 90 degrees. A conditional can have a blank of true or false.
What is that word right before 90?
Is. IS.
13.
Do you guys know how to read my writing by now? A conditional can have a blank of true or false.
122, right?
Mm-hmm.
Conditional can have
A lot of times I say determine its
a value.
value, its truth value.
Truth value.
Yeah, truth value is what we're looking for.
I was on,
A conditional can have a truth value.
I was right there. I'm smarter than Aaron is.
Guys, I don't know why I had to bring Aaron into this. Write the conditional statement that is that the Venn diagram illustrates. Conditional statement is a what kind of statement? Conditional statement is an if-then statement if it is. Nope. If it is a. Yep. There you go. If it is a square, then it is a quadrilateral. Questions or repeats before we do the last two? Oh, I thought there was only 2 more. You guys lied.
How many of them are there?
29, it looks like.
Aw. You gotta remember something.
I think maybe there's only 25 on the test. That's why I thought it was 25.
Can't see the question number 24. It's too small. It's time to learn a problem.
Sorry, guys, I'm really struggling here. There we go. Which biconditional is not a good definition? A whole number is odd if and only if the number is not divisible by 2. Okay. An angle is straight if and only if it measures 180. Okay. So it's which one is not a good definition. So far they seemed okay. A whole number is even if and only if it is divisible by 2. A ray is a bisector of an angle if and only if it splits the angle into 2 angles. Which one?
See.
If it's divisible by 2, then it's a whole number that is even?
Yeah.
That seems about right.
Yeah.
And that's true, right?
Yeah.
Which one's not true? Huh? D as in D as in dad. Yeah, the key part here is that, yeah, it breaks it up into 2 angles, but it's 2 equal angles. Is the statement A good definition, if not, provide a counterexample. A square is a figure with two parallel sides and four right angles. Okay. If it has two parallel sides and four right angles, then it is a square.
Yeah.
If it has two parallel sides and four right angles, then it's a square. True or false?
False.
Well, which one is it? What's a good counterexample?
How is it false?
It has 4.
No?
That's wrong.
Well, a square is a really specific quadrilateral, right? It's got four sides that are exactly the same. It's got four angles that are exactly the same. So this is false. A counterexample would be, what other shape has two pairs of parallel sides and four right angles?
Rectangle.
A rectangle would be your counterexample.
You sure? No, it's a square. What you eat for lunch? Do I know?
I didn't go home, actually.
Why?
I don't know. I didn't feel like rushing around.
Really?
Yeah,
Why?
just didn't.
Oh.
Number 26, write two conditional statements that make up the following biconditional. I drink juice if and only if it is breakfast time. So two conditionals. You could say if I drink milk, juice. Sorry, if I drink juice, then it's breakfast time. The other conditional you can come from this, you can get from this is when you reverse it around. If it's breakfast time, then I drink juice. Make sure you follow the directions closely. Like some people on number 26 will just put like true or false. Write two conditional statements that make up the following conditional, biconditional. True. Yeah, Jay, what's up? You stuck?
Speaking of juice,
Yeah.
who was the person who decided we were like only allowed to eat like 3 meals a day? Why couldn't it have been like 5 meals
Don't know.
a
Don't
day?
know.
Maybe one meal at 8 and 10, like 1,
It's true. I don't know.
and like 3, and like 6.
My babies eat like 5 meals a day. So,
I want 5 meals a day.
something about our culture. I mean, we wake up hungry, so we eat, and then, I don't know,
Does everybody eat 3
eat
meals?
before you go to bed.
Does everybody eat 3 meals a day?
Probably not. I mean, a lot of people don't eat breakfast. Okay, a few more. Let's finish up here. Write two conditional statements that form the given biconditional and decide whether the biconditional is a good definition. All right. So, two conditional statements. So, conditional statements are your if-then statements. If 3 points if 3 points are collinear, then they are coplanar. And then also, you got to write the other way around. If If it's coplanar, then it has 3 points. That are collinear. Okay, can do that. Two conditional statements, did it. And then decide whether the biconditional is a good definition. All right. Is it a good definition? 3 points are collinear if they are coplanar. They are coplanar if the 3 points are collinear. What's collinear mean? Same line. Any 3 points are coplanar. So 3 points are collinear if they are coplanar. That's not necessarily true because the 3 points don't have to be in a line to be coplanar. So is it a good definition? No. One way to find, or one way to show that a statement is not a good definition is to find a, what's it called? Counter example. What is the converse of the following conditional? So we just have to reverse it. So if its coordinates are positive, then it is in the first quadrant. All right, any repeats? Well done.